Good evening. My name is Rose Jagum, and I am one of the advisors for National Honor Society. Tonight, we formally induct 36 new members into the Apple Valley High School chapter of National Honor Society. NHS has a long tradition of recognizing students who demonstrate achievement in the areas of leadership, scholarship, character, and service, and of offering them opportunities to further their growth. This evening marks a formal recognition of what our candidates have already done and an invitation to continue that work. Our student leadership team has worked hard to make this ceremony happen. This NHS leadership team includes Sophia Bodoff, Daniel Krippus, Isabel Fryer, Kaylee Hoff, Faith Kim, Grace Lankus, Ruby Lenzen, and Mandy Moran. I would also like to take a moment to recognize some of the important participants in our program, those you will see tonight and others who have worked behind the scenes. Mr. Bill Blatzheim is our Arts and Activities Director. Ms. Zeidel Voss was selected by our leadership team to be our keynote speaker this evening, and Ms. Carla Neuenschwander is the other National Honor Society advisor. Lastly, an enormous thank you goes out to Mr. Cliff Dodge, who has done all the filming and editing of this program. Tonight you will first hear a keynote address from Ms. Voss, then Ms. Neuenschwander and our leadership team will offer some thoughts about the 4 pillars of National Honor Society. And finally, you will watch as each candidate is introduced by a current member of NHS. Thank you for watching this program, and congratulations to our inductees and their families.
For this special event, we will hear from a distinguished speech coach who has not only received a bachelor's degree in speech and theater, but who has also gone above and beyond to earn 2 master's degrees, one in educational leadership and the other in storytelling and professional communication. This overachieving, enthusiastic teacher has been at Apple Valley for 17 years, first as a speech teacher and now as the mentor coordinator, where she is dedicated to helping students plan their future. She values the enormous blessing that it is to learn alongside the students, and she is very proud to teach in a public high school, a school that says you are welcome here. Please welcome our keynote speaker, Ms. Voss.
Thank you, Ruby. It's an honor to speak to you today. I'm proud of the members of this group, the achievements that have been made, and the promise you hold. I will never forget walking into one particular NHS meeting. My senior year, with my big bangs and my dark sunglasses. I took my seat in the front row with the other officers, and that's when the president leaned over and asked, aren't you going to take those shades off? I hesitated. I don't think that's such a good idea, I said. But she waited. That's when I pulled the sunglasses down to reveal the biggest, blackest, and bluest eye anyone had ever seen. That's right. There I sat in a National Honor Society meeting as a student leader in a group of scholars, smart young people who were honored to help others and do so with respect. And I had clearly been in a fight and lost. While my eye was literally bruised, it was my ego that suffered more damage. You see, it's hard to tell people as a senior in high school that your little sister nearly knocked your lights out, especially when the scuffle was over something as silly as a water bucket that was used for hobby farm chores. Now, our dearly departed Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg once stated, "Fight for the things that you care about, but do it in a way that will lead others to join you." It's perhaps a much better model for when and how to engage in conflict. It's perhaps something a little more sophisticated and noble than, "You took my water bucket, you jerk." And it's clear. Neither the situation nor the manner in which I chose to handle inspired anyone to join me in my fight. It was a petty situation, it was my pride, and ultimately it was a purple eye. Today, At the intersection of so many historic events, we find ourselves constantly engaged in battle. And I'm not just talking about the battles that happen on the social and political fields. I'm talking about the battles that we undertake on a personal level. In fact, I think that perhaps the most significant enemy combatant in our struggles is typically ourselves. We like to think that the true aggressor is some ominous other, but the truth is that we can sometimes use those battles as an excuse to simply avoid the one that rages in our own hearts. And that is what I would like to spend a little time talking about with you today. Now, I approach this metaphor of fighting with some hesitation. Not only do I think that it has been overused and worn out, I worry that we define too much today as a battle or a fight when it doesn't have to be. If words matter because they help us to understand and shape reality, and if we make choices based on our understanding of that reality, then we have to think very carefully about the words we use to define that reality and that world in which we live. With that said, I want to speak to you today as newly inducted members of this prestigious and important society in terms of the struggle. Because I believe that that is not hyperbole to say that the world that we live in is a little bit messy at this moment, and it will fall heavily on your shoulders as our future leaders to make better decisions and create a better community for everyone. That will be the struggle. It will take place on a personal level, in your own heart. But it will also include some pretty difficult moments when you will have to stand up and in a much more public way commit to values like leadership and scholarship and service and character, even when it is unpopular and even when it might mean great sacrifice on your own part. For me, my struggle happens each and every day. I would like to say that my first step out of bed is an energetic and enthusiastic jump into the world, but it doesn't always happen that way. For me, to face that struggle, the day has to start in a place of thought and prayer. It usually happens on the sofa where I settle in for a solid 15 minutes or 30 on days when I have a little more room in my schedule. It is clearly the most important work I do all day. And the conflict of each day is often won or lost in my choice to sit in that space and listen a little more closely to what my heart and my body are trying to tell me. From October to early May, these moments of meditation happen in the dark, which sometimes feels a little depressing and other times a little comforting. Since I can wear that darkness like a protective cloak and even cling to it for safety and even solace for a few more minutes. For the past week, I've been thinking specifically of this idea of darkness. Like the idea of struggle, we often think of darkness as a metaphor for pain and suffering and grief. I think we certainly feel a tremendous amount of darkness in our world today. Whether you mourn the loss of a loved one, or the loss of traditions and rituals that you cannot do at the moment. You might mourn the loss of milestones that we typically celebrate or family gatherings that we so desperately need. You might mourn the deaths of important figures in our lives, from Ruth Bader Ginsburg to John Lewis to Chadwick Boseman. Or you might mourn the passing of our own innocence following the deaths of Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and George Floyd. You might even mourn the loss of civil discourse that allows us the opportunity to talk about the things that matter. We have truly lost a lot lately, and we stand to lose so much more if we do not recognize this struggle for what it is, and if we run from it or ignore it or pretend that it does not exist. And that is going to be my simple message to you today. Though I know it's terribly difficult to do, I want you to sit with me for a little longer in the dark. One of my favorite NPR hosts, Krista Tippett, interviewed civil rights elder Vincent Harding. Vincent had spent a significant amount of time working with young people within an inner city. They told him how valuable it would be to have live humans as lights to help them see and trust the possibilities for change within themselves. Vincent Harding explains, "I've always felt that one of the things that we do badly in our educational process is that we educate young people to figure out how to quickly get out of the darkness and get into a more pleasant situation. When what is needed, again and again, more and more, people who will stand in that darkness, who will not run away from those deeply hurt communities, and who will open up possibilities that other people cannot see, except through human beings who care about them." This image of light, which NHS has been founded upon, serves as a great symbol for us all. But it only works if we allow ourselves to stand in the darkness. I mean, what good does a candle do in the middle of day or a well-lit room? But it is in the darkest moments of the night when we can best focus on the stars in the sky. Here's the struggle that I encourage each and every one of you to take up. Stand in the darkness just a little longer. Hold on to that grief just a little longer without trying to move beyond it or past it too quickly. Don't ignore it. Don't numb it. Don't feel as if there is a prescribed way of getting through it. Acknowledge it, name it, and then breathe. Stand in that difficult or uncomfortable conversation with your friends and families about things that matter. Be present just a little longer with those around you who are also grieving. You need not offer them advice or try to comfort them with stories about how you too have suffered. Just be there. Acknowledge their struggle and offer them love. Now, all of those years ago in my fight with my sister, I assumed that the answer was in my fists. And on a certain level, I was right. The answer to our struggle is there, just not in the way I would have thought. Each day, as we enter the struggle, we must use both of our fists. One, we carry the hurt and the pain. But in the other, we must also carry joy and light. I wish you all the best in your struggle moving ahead. And I encourage you all to use both fists with love.
Hello, my name is Carla Neuenschwander, and I am one of the National Honor Society advisors. On behalf of the AVHS chapter of National Honor Society, I have the privilege of welcoming each of our qualified candidates into membership of the National Honor Society. The qualifications for membership into the National Honor Society include demonstration of outstanding qualities in the 4 areas of service, scholarship, leadership, and character. The lit candle in the center stands for the eternal light of knowledge. Knowledge is eternal because knowledge does not have an end. Instead, more knowledge is gained each day through experience and observation.
The quote, "Character is choosing to do the right thing even when no one is looking," by J.C. Watts, sums up the attitudes and integrity of NHS members. Whether it be an easy or difficult decision to make, members always strive to do what is right and make the world a better place. Your character is what defines you. It's what sets you apart. It's how you gain respect from others and how you display who you are to the world around you. To put this into perspective, a classmate of mine consistently displays high morals and character. When she notices someone is having a rough day, she secretly writes them notes of encouragement and leaves it in their backpack for them to find later. Like my fellow classmate, all of the inductees here were chosen for their admirable character that they display in their daily lives, whether it be academic or personal. We hope that as members of National Honor Society and as citizens of the world, inductees continue to strive for the highest character possible, even after their time with us is over. I will now light the candle for character.
One of the 4 pillars of NHS is service. As a member of NHS, we are required to participate in a service project. Even though this is a requirement, NHS members are fueled by passion, which leads many members to not only meet this requirement, but to exceed it. Service makes an impact on both the person doing the service and the community in which they serve. Whether it is a project focused on improving academic success within our district or fulfilling other needs throughout our community, members have an increased awareness of social responsibility. This social responsibility within NHS will transcend well beyond their time in this honor society. What members do in NHS is just the beginning of their lifelong commitment to helping others. I will now light the candle for service.
In order to become a member of National Honor Society, we all committed to scholarship by achieving GPAs of 3.7 or higher. Good grades, however, are just a small part of what it means to be a scholar in NHS. We should always strive to be our best, both in school as well as in our community. Although learning seems to be quite an easy task for most of us, it isn't as simple as showing up to class and doing well on tests. Learning is for the sake of gaining knowledge and expanding our views on the world. We must ask questions, engage in thought-provoking discussions, and follow our curiosities, wherever they may take us. Most importantly, we must show pride in our work and push ourselves to be better than we were the day before. Through this hard work and dedication, we will form positive relationships with fellow students and faculty, and continue to build ourselves and those around us as better scholars. I will now light the candle for scholarship.
Leaders become great not because of their power, but because of their ability to empower others. Leadership is perhaps one of the easiest demonstrated pillars of National Honor Society. A member of NHS is able to exemplify great leadership in all aspects of life, whether it's in academics, athletics, arts, or within their community. A great leader in the school community demonstrates initiative in school activities, exercises a positive influence on their peers, and is dependable on any responsibility accepted. A leader in athletics and arts demonstrates a hard work ethic, cooperation, and willingness to put in their time and effort to improve themselves and their peers. As a member of NHS, it is only expected that initiative is taken to create a positive environment while demonstrating tenacity, responsibility, and great communication skills. Through integrity, members of NHS demonstrate great leadership to bring Apple Valley community together as one.
At this time, I ask you to please join me in welcoming our new inductees into the Apple Valley High School chapter of the National Honor Society.
Arel is a responsible, kind, and determined student. She is involved with Interact, tennis, and track and field. Arel is very hardworking, which is demonstrated through her dedication in sports and in the classroom. In her free time, she enjoys biking and continuing to play tennis with her brothers. Arel values her family and appreciates how they support her in everything she does. Congratulations, Arel.
I have the honor of inducting Cole Armstrong. I first met Cole in my honors geometry class in 10th grade. Cole was one of the few students who was in 9th grade at the time. I would be lying if I said Cole doesn't stand out among his peers. When I would see Cole walking in the hallway, all I would see was his giant grin, ready to make everyone's day the best day ever. Cole is on the AVHS swim team and the summer Riptide team. He has participated in robotics and enjoys being a creative and imaginative leader. Cole appreciates hard work and is a valuable member of the AVHS student body. When Cole is not working on his studies, he is focused on helping others. Whether it is a teammate at practice or just someone in need, Cole is always the go-to guy. It is a great pleasure to induct Cole Armstrong into the Apple Valley High School National Honor Society. Congratulations, Cole.
Being accepted into National Honor Society is an extraordinary achievement, and I'm so excited to induct Daylin Baxter. Daylin is involved in Interact and FCA. Although she is not involved in any athletics, this year she is taking Dance Tech 2 and hopes once COVID settles down that she will be able to perform in the dance shows here at school. Daylin is described by her peers as honest, caring, hardworking, and positive. Something she values in her life is her faith and family. These things are very important to her because they are what keep her going in life. God and her family are consistently there for her, and she knows that no matter what happens, they will always be a huge part of her life. Outside of school, she enjoys baking, doing puzzles, learning languages, and going outside. And something she likes about herself is that she is very honest, caring, and always there for her friends and family. Welcome to NHS, Daylin.
I'm extremely honored to induct Serene to National Honor Society. At AVHS, Serene is involved in mock trial, Interact, Student Council, Black Student Union, Math Team, E3 STEM, and is interested in joining Science Olympiad. Others would describe Serene as smart, kind, and helpful. She strongly values hard work. This is primarily because of her dad. He came to America with $5 in his pocket, and Serene is beyond proud of the hard work he has done to provide for her and her family. He truly inspires her to be the best she can be and to always work hard. In her free time, Serene enjoys watching movies and reading. Something Serene likes about herself is that she's always up for a challenge, and if she gets stuck, she will first try to solve it on her own before asking help. Congratulations and welcome to NHS Serene.
Hi, I have the pleasure of inducting Eleanor Balsoni, or Nora as most call her, into National Honor Society this year. I first met Nora a couple years ago in French class, and I immediately knew that she cared about school and her academic success, and that she would be a fun person to be around. And I was not wrong. Many people would describe her as being intelligent, independent, clever, and kind. Nora enjoys learning and challenging herself whenever she can. She is a captain of the debate team and is in French and Japanese club. She will no doubt be a great addition to NHS. Congratulations, Nora.
I've known Hadith for the past few years from class, and he's one of the kindest, most determined, and ambitious people that I know. Hadith is a year younger than me, but he's still been in a lot of my AP and honors classes because he loves to challenge himself. He takes the same drive to his activities. Outside the classroom, he's a member of the speech team, debate team, MSA, and E3 STEM. I'm excited to see where else his determination will take him.
It's my honor to introduce Ashley Daniels to the National Honor Society. Ashley is kind, funny, and hardworking. At the high school, she's involved in student council, Interact Club, and plays varsity volleyball. She values hard work and believes the only way to achieve your goals is through hard work and dedication, which she shows through her academic record and skills on the volleyball court. She feels that she's very responsible, which has helped her throughout her life and her high school career. In her free time, Ashley enjoys spending time with her friends and family, going on road trips, baking and cooking, reading, and volunteering. Welcome to the National Honor Society, Ashley.
Along with being an active member in student council, Bible study, and volleyball, Veronica is also very dedicated to her schoolwork and making a difference in her community. Everything she does with passion and enthusiasm, and she's one of the most optimistic girls that I know. Hard work is her middle name, and it can be seen throughout everything that she does. She's never afraid to try something new, and she is always encouraging those around her. Congrats, Veronica. You deserve this.
Tara is a junior here at Apple Valley. Tara is involved in Bible study, women's ensemble, and Valley Select Chorale. She is also a member of the girls' golf team and a dancer in Broadway. She has participated in these clubs for most of her high school career. In life, Tara values her family because she can always count on them, and her friends because they always know how to make her laugh. She enjoys spending time with her friends and being active outside. She is described as caring, outgoing, and loving by the people around her. Tara's favorite part about herself is that she is very social. This allows her to easily meet new people and create new friendships. Congratulations, Tara, and welcome to National Honor Society.
Kendra is an energizing and outgoing athlete, scholar, and leader who is constantly striving to do her best while also encouraging others to do the same. In addition to being a participant in Bible study, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and Student Council, Kendra is a varsity-level athlete, earning the All-Conference Honorable Mention. Never afraid to take initiative, Kendra is very organized and resilient, making her a natural-born leader. Congratulations, Kendra, on your achievement.
Intelligent, funny, and energetic. These words accurately describe one of the newest members of the National Honor Society. Involved in the Student Council for 2 years, as well as spending some time as a member of an environmentalist club, he enjoys finding ways to serve his community and make a meaningful difference in the world around us. He has a passion for athletics and is captain of the cross-country team, the swim and dive team, and also enjoys playing rugby. This member values his friends and family because a strong friend group promotes optimism and support that brings the best parts of life into focus and aids in relieving stress. His optimism and ability to see the bigger picture, especially when things do not go our way, empower this member to go the extra mile and find peace and clarity in the chaos of the world, whether it be an exam, a sporting event, or the challenges that life dishes out without warning. Please join me in welcoming Luke Fischbach.
I learned about Dawood's drive to serve when I first met him in Interact. He always works hard, gets along with others, and is passionate to serve the community. He takes the same passion to all of his activities. Dawood is a member of the speech team, debate team, Interact, tennis team, and choir. Dawood always does well in everything he does, and I'm excited to see what else he will achieve.
Known as funny, honest, hardworking, and nice, Hayden Hansen is involved in choir, football, and baseball here at Apple Valley. In his free time, Hayden enjoys being with his friends and family, playing basketball at parks and hockey at outdoor rinks. He values his family and friends and always tries to spend time with the people most important to him. Hayden commits to holding himself accountable for tasks and at a high standard for his responsibilities. As a great example of character, Hayden will be an excellent addition to National Honor Society.
Hudson is a junior here at Apple Valley. He is involved in men's hockey, men's golf, and peer leaders. In his free time, Hudson enjoys reading, watching documentaries, working out, and spending time with his family and friends. In life, he values his family because of their endless love and support, and learning because it helps him grow as a student and as a peer. People describe Hudson as hardworking, responsible, and respectful. His favorite part about himself is his ability to communicate and interact with others. Congratulations, Hudson, and welcome to National Honor Society.
National Honor Society is a high accomplishment, and I'm so lucky to induct Natalie Johnson. Natalie takes a great part in the community here at Apple Valley High School. She's involved in clubs such as AVID, FCA, and math team. On top of that, she's a 3-sport athlete who plays tennis, hockey, and ultimate frisbee. Natalie has great character. Some words people use to describe her are giggly, personable, and accountable. Natalie values honesty, hard work, and making memories. In her free time, she likes to work out, listen to music, and spend time with her friends and family. Something Natalie likes about herself is when she can make someone feel good in bad situations. Natalie is a great example of an NHS student, and I'm excited to work and volunteer with her this year. Welcome to NHS, Natalie.
Anna Johnson is one of the most kind and caring people I've ever met. At AVHS, she's part of the E3 STEM program, Student Council, and Interact. Outside of school, she is a dancer at Betty Jo's Dance Center, an avid baker, and volunteers frequently in the community. She also really enjoys spending time with her family and friends. Anna is very proud of the hard work she has done throughout high school to get to this point, and I am honored to be able to induct her into NHS today.
Elizabeth is very involved with Student Council, Eagle Buddies, is part of the theater, runs cross country, and participates in extracurricular band. Elizabeth is loyal, hardworking, empathetic, and a good friend. In her free time, she enjoys music and spending time with friends and family. Elizabeth is very caring and values time spent with her family and friends. She appreciates her family's support and encouragement in all she does. Congratulations, Elizabeth.
Frank is a senior here at Apple Valley. Frank is involved in speech, theater, and ultimate frisbee. He is also on the math team, men's ensemble, jazz singers, and chamber singers. In life, Frank values academics, friendships, and family. He believes that giving back to those around him is very important, and it helps him see the underlying value in life. In his free time, Frank enjoys playing frisbee, bouldering, hiking, and playing music. People describe him as funny, determined, and honest. Frank's favorite part about himself is his love for knowledge. He believes that knowledge is what makes life interesting and engaging. Congratulations, Frank, and welcome to National Honor Society.
National Honor Society is a high accomplishment, and I'm very excited to induct Riley LeBon. Riley takes a great part in the community here at Apple Valley High School. He has been involved in robotics throughout elementary and high school. Additionally, he has been on the varsity swim team for 2 years. Riley has great character. Some words people use to describe him are understanding, imaginative, artistic, level-headed, athletic, and funny. Some things Riley value are friends because they bring out the best qualities in him and are people that he can always talk to and have fun with. He also values creativity because he really enjoys making things he can share with other people, and he enjoys a sense of accomplishment when he finishes a project. Riley lastly values learning new things. He says learning is key to bettering yourself and making the world a better place. In Riley's free time, he enjoys drawing as a way to help him focus and relax. He also enjoys spending times with his friends at sporting events and team swimming parties. Riley is a great example of an NHS student. Welcome to NHS, Riley.
Brooke Lang is a junior here at Apple Valley. I know her personally from volleyball. Every day she comes prepared and ready to face new challenges. She's a great player because she stays positive, builds up her teammates, and is always open to trying new things. In addition to volleyball, Brooke is a member of the AVHS women's golf team. There she proves yet again to be a great friend and a valuable asset to the team. Outside of sports, Brooke is involved in Bible study, FCA, and student council. She enjoys working at Caribou and watching football and hockey. She is incredibly kind, smart, and has a great sense of humor. Congratulations and welcome to National Honor Society, Brooke.
Described as kind, tall, calm, and hardworking, Austin enjoys intramural sports and contributing to the after-school tutoring program here at Apple Valley. In his free time, Austin likes to watch sports, work out, and spend time with his friends and family. In life, Austin values working hard in everything you do, as it always leads to success. He believes in being kind to everyone because you never know how it could affect them. Austin likes that he is always committed to achieving his goals, and I believe that Austin Lang will be a great member for NHS.
I would like to congratulate Henry Lee on his induction to National Honor Society. Henry is involved in math team and AVHS peer leaders. He is currently not enrolled in any athletics or arts in school, but outside of school he does karate. Others would describe him as fun, energetic, nice, caring, and considerate. Henry highly values his family. He really loves spending time they have together playing board games and having fun. And he says if he didn't have his family, then he wouldn't be who he is today. He also values his friends as they taught him how to be considerate, generous, and well-mannered. Even though he has many more values, he also emphasizes his value on computer and video games. Without it, he wouldn't have been encouraged to build his own computer and find personal interest for his future career. During his free time, he likes to hang out with friends and family, whether it be playing board games, eating food, or playing video games. Just being able to spend quality time with others makes him really happy. He enjoys being considerate and caring and also likes to communicate with others. Congrats, Henry, on being inducted, and welcome to NHS.
Emily is very involved at Apple Valley High School, and her determination to help others sets her apart. As a member of Interact and Student Council, she participates in several service opportunities on a regular basis. As a member of the math team, it is clear that she loves to learn as well. Her hard work and determination are further demonstrated in her active engagement in volleyball and golf. Emily is also very kind and thoughtful, and she makes the time to stay socially connected with those around her. Congratulations, Emily.
Brock Martin is a junior here at Apple Valley. He is involved in chess club, drone club, and percussion ensemble. Friends would describe him as incredibly smart, energetic, hardworking, and resilient. He has said that he really enjoys school because he loves to learn and he appreciates the opportunity to grow as a person. Finding value, joy, and fulfillment in the things he does is extremely important to Brock, especially in any of his future careers. In addition to the clubs and activities that Brock participates in here at Apple Valley, he enjoys his alone time playing video games, and more recently, extra time spent playing chess. Congratulations and welcome to National Honor Society, Brock.
Sarah is a high-achieving, genuinely compassionate student who I have gotten the opportunity to work with personally over the past few years. She demonstrates amazing leadership as a percussion section leader and is always there to help people when they need it, whether that be to listen to them or give advice. She puts in a lot of hard work into swimming, tennis, and soccer, and she is extremely organized and responsible. Her extensive participation in extracurriculars includes membership in student council, percussion ensemble, and math team. Congratulations on your well-earned achievement, Sarah.
Andrew and I live on the same street, do almost the same activities, went to the same elementary school, same middle school, and now the same high school. From knowing Andrew this well, I can tell you that he's one of the most funny, hardworking, and passionate people that I know. Andrew takes this same passion to all of his activities, such as FCA, Bible study, band, Interact, and student council. Andrew truly upholds the characteristics of National Honor Society, and I'm excited to see what else he will achieve.
Jenna is an extraordinary athlete and student in school. She is involved with DECA, student council, and plays soccer, basketball, and golf. Jenna is persistent, organized, kind-hearted, and left-handed. In her free time, she enjoys spending time with friends and family. Jenna values her family support and her siblings, who encourage her to always do her best. Congratulations, Jenna.
Often described as helpful and caring, Hadley is involved with the math team, Girls Who Code, band, and Girls Swim and Dive. In her free time, Hadley enjoys reading, painting, and swimming. In life, she values her friends and family, as well as school and being a good person. Hadley is a thoughtful and determined student, and I am happy to have had the pleasure of swimming with her these past few years. She always gives it her all and stops at nothing to achieve greatness in and out of the pool. She shows compassion to those around her and is an overall excellent example of leadership. I'm happy to induct her as a new member of NHS.
So I get the pleasure of introducing Ashley Sarne. I met Ashley back in our sophomore year, and as I got to know her, I learned that she's super creative, organized, really understanding, and an amazing friend. Ashley has been in the dance team and has been a part of Broadway for the past 2 years as a dancer. She enjoys spending her time with her family and friends, and as she says, time is the most precious resource that you can't get back. In her free time, Ashley enjoys painting and watching Netflix. Welcome to NHS, Ashley.
I'll be inducting Matthew Schaefer into National Honor Society. Matthew is a junior this year and can be best described as creative, funny, and intelligent. He balances most of his time between being involved in the school's math team and between playing tennis. What Matthew values most in life is kindness, because he values this as being something that is very important towards making meaningful relationships with others. He likes to spend most of his free time relaxing and feels as though his best trait is his intelligence, which can be shown through his very strong academic record. Congrats on being inducted, Matthew.
I have the honor of inducting Nicole Shanky. I have known Nicole Shanky since our first day at Valley Middle School. She possesses this incredible ability to make people laugh and feel incredibly at ease. She is one of those overachievers that stands out in a good way. She is part of the math team, German club, E3 STEM, and rocket team. Nicole has incredible leadership skills and is a captain of the AVHS softball team. Whether it's on the field or in school, Nicole knows how to put in hard work and be successful. I truly believe that Nicole is a perfect fit for this Honor Society today. It is my great pleasure to be able to induct my friend Nicole Shanke to the Apple Valley High School National Honor Society.
Erin Stees is an active member in both the school and regular communities. Her favorite activity at Apple Valley High School is being an actress in the theater program. In fact, many of you may remember her as Cogsworth in Beauty and the Beast, where her killer British accent was on display. Outside of school, Erin is a Venture Scouts member, an avid reader, and a pianist. I've known Erin for many years and can honestly say that she is one of the most kind, courageous, and loyal people I've ever met. I'm thrilled to welcome her to NHS today.
Erica has been able to balance the numerous sports that she is in with a strong academic record. Her work ethic and compassion make her a fantastic student and an even better teammate. Track, cross country, and soccer are some of the sports that she is involved in, where she takes the opportunity to meet new people and make everyone feel welcome. Along with her commitments to her sports, she enjoys swimming, fishing, and trying new things. Congratulations, Erica. You deserve this.
Emily Thorson is a junior here at Apple Valley. I know her personally as a teammate and fellow captain of the volleyball team. As a captain, Emily shows every day that she is a natural-born leader and fierce competitor on the court. She's friendly, caring, supportive, and incredibly hardworking. Outside of volleyball, Emily is involved in Bible study and enjoys spending time with friends and family. She challenges herself by taking PSEO classes and always strives to do her best. She cares about the well-being of others and is great at compromising with others in challenging situations. Congratulations and welcome to National Honor Society, Emily.
I'll be inducting Cece Voss into National Honor Society. Cece is a senior this year and is best described as outgoing and diligent. She's a very hard-working student who spends most of her time as captain of the AVHS speech team and as a runner for the school's cross-country team. What she values most in life is spending quality time with friends and family, especially with her dog and sister. Cece considers her best traits to be how committed she is and how she always puts a lot of effort into the things that she's involved in, which can clearly be seen through her strong dedication and many achievements in various activities. Congratulations on becoming inducted, Cece.
Ilham Yassin is very involved in the AVHS community. She is a member of the Muslim Student Association as well as the nationally recognized speech and debate team. In her free time, she enjoys playing tennis and watching Netflix shows. Some of the most important things in her life are her family, her friends, and her future. And given that people describe her as trustworthy, dedicated, caring, and responsible, I think it is safe to say that a bright future is ahead of her.
I invite all inductees to please rise. Please repeat after me the Pledge of National Honor Society. I pledge to uphold the high purpose of this honor society to which I have been elected, striving in every way by word and deed to make its ideals the ideals of my life and my school. You may be seated. As a member of Apple Valley High School leadership team, I welcome you into membership.
On behalf of all of the members, officers, and advisors of National Honor Society, we would like to thank you all for your participation in this ceremony. Congratulations again to all of the new inductees to the Apple Valley chapter of National Honor Society. Have a great evening.